What's up, YouTube? I want to go over how I judge fragrances. And the first thing, I care about the smell. Like, this is a nice minty chocolate, kind of dry down, some amber and vanilla. And, this one is an Oriental Woody, but it could be worn any time in the year. And it has a great smell. A lot of people absolutely love this one. So, the smell is really good. I mean, I got the tester. I didn't care about the samurai sword top of the bottle or the box. It's all about the juice. So I got, if you're getting a bigger bottle for the same price as you would for a smaller bottle with the topping cap, I think I'm going to go for more juice. And, basically, like, my favorite is to have 3 or 4 ounce bottles because they last better. If you know you like it, you'll have more use out of it. And like this one, I'm giving it good reviews right from the start. Look at this. Nice, solid cap on this can. And now I can just smell it. Just dump the bottle out of the can. I can smell residue from this. And, I was wondering if this was a knockoff for a while, but, look at the top. If it has oil globules after spraying it, it's probably authentic. It's a pretty potent scent, but has a great rich smell. You have some Toulouse balsam and you have some camphor wood, and there's a lot of rich spices in this one. And people seem to like it a lot more than 1 million. It just develops more. And so this one really goes well. On my reviews, I'm going to give this one a lot of credit because it really does a good job what it's supposed to do. Now, I got a couple others, Versace Dreamer and Yatagan Caron. Well, Yatagan is a rich, dry, maybe a little bit outdated. It's an Oriental Chapeur, but the Yatagan scent has some rich Oriental spices, and it has a great dry down. And it has some animalic notes, but this one really smells different from a lot of other fragrances. And it's different in a good way because you won't like it right from the start, but it'll grow on you, and it's a very addicting one. And now Versace Dreamer, I will give this a good review because I like it. But at the same time, I will understand that there's people who don't like the tobacco and the dry down. So that's always a concern because not everybody's going to view this equally. Because this one, to some people, smells like cheap cigarettes. Now, when I spray it, it smells like Le Male. So to me, it's a disappointment because I already have Le Male. But at least the dry down's different enough. So, I'm able to give this a run. But, this is one thing not everybody's going to like. And the smell is really the important thing. And a good quality scent will develop well. It's not always going to smell the same. It's going to have better quality ingredients that are going to last better and work better with your skin. Whereas a lot of cheaper colognes are true hit or misses. Now with quality, Usher is not a bad fragrance at all. It doesn't last that long. Usher and Dirty English could last longer, but, they're reasonable quality and they do have good dry downs. So, I mean, these two have a lot of woodsy spice, and they have, this is more in the spicy, dry side. This is more on the sweet, aromatic side, but they both have that similar kind of vibe to it because, this is where we're starting to build on from the Fougere. And you're starting to make more woodsy, spicy scents that you can wear during the spring and summer. And, this one really does have a nice dry down. I mean, people compare it to a lot of other scents. They complain about the lasting power, but at least the dry down is the better part of it. So, I mean, I would recommend this fragrance. I think the quality is great. And this one actually is one of the few American scents that a lot of the European people like. Because most of the times European people find American scents to be like water. So this is one of the few. It has a lot of character. And so I like that one a lot. And, like La Nuit by Laurent. Now this one, people have compared it to Armani Code and all this stuff. They just need to chill out on the comparisons because when it comes to this one, because this has caraway, and you'll think there may be a little vanilla, but it's because of the aromatic spices and the rich aromatic feel to this one makes it worth it. And when I smell it, this has a lot of staying power, and this has a lot of sillage, and it's a very strong scent. And it's a very rich, kind of powdery smell. So this one does go high on quality. I mean, Laurent really does a good job with their scents. Now, Jobon, high in quality. This one lasts forever. Probably could last a whole week if you put enough on. I mean, this stuff dries down great if you like sweet scents. So, I mean, the quality is good. And this one did create a new thing, and it's a very unique kind of smell. And it's kind of a musky cinnamon with some ambery vanilla, and it's a very heavy scent. It's more of a wintertime fragrance, but this one does fare well. I mean, there's people who like it, and there's people who don't. And when it comes to reviewing this one, you know, the staying power and the sillage are great. Now, the scent is always going to be in the middle because there's always going to be those who like it and those who don't. You never know who those are. And like when people say that nobody will dislike you for a cologne you wear, this is the exception to that rule. Like this and Le Mans and Amen and some of the polarizing fragrances will have people who like them and people who hate them. And there'll be people out there who think they're weapons of mass destruction because they're so heavy and nauseating. They would never want to be in an elevator or working with anybody wearing this. So, you know, this one won't always fare as well with other people. But like Gucci Envy. Now, this one is pure character. I mean, 1998 they made this. Did not necessarily fall within the formula that people were following at that time. I mean, this one has a lot of very exotic ingredients. It's a green scent, so you might think this is like an 80s powerhouse, but it does a great job. And they really created a new thing. I mean, when I look for scents, I look for originality. I don't want something that just looks like a version of something else. So this one really scores high. And, you know, for quality, this isn't the best quality. This is Preferred Fragrances Explosion Power, but it smells good. So I would say this one, you know, goes down okay. I mean, it's not going to last forever, but the scent you get from this one is good. I mean, Preferred Fragrances does a good job of making sure something smells good, even though it's a knockoff. But it's pretty much the only knockoff brand that's decent besides Doral Collection. And these scents, you know, these ones, this is the better one in that scent house. Now, there are other knockoffs. Some of the other fragrances are a little bit cheap, and they're a little bit heavy and very synthetic. So I would recommend this better. And when I judge fragrances, I judge it on where you can wear it. You know, what's the purpose of this scent? Because if you buy the $50 designer scent, you could wear, you know, you might have something you could wear to a club and on a date, stuff like that. Or if you get a $200 niche brand, you know, it depends on the quality. And some of those niche brands, you're paying extra money and you're going to have better smell. And it's going to be maybe even better in pure malt. I mean, very high quality. But on the other hand, you can also buy stuff that just doesn't work for you. And you think, oh, it's going to be the coolest scent ever. I'm going to buy some Tom Ford and I'm going to buy this and that. And it's going to help me a lot. And it doesn't. So it's important to find something that works for you. Because every scent is going to be designed for a certain purpose. And there's always certain scents that are more subtle and certain ones that are more loud and projecting. And certain scents that are sweeter and certain scents that are drier. And certain ones that have richer spices, and some have fresher spices, and some have more fruity notes. And it just, you got to look at what you want to wear and what you like to smell. And I like to go in Fragrantica and just look at notes and see which scents have them, because that way you can get a good idea about it. So basically, this is just a guide on what I look for, and thanks for